Take my hat on, take my hat off.
I don't know. We're live, so you better make up your mind right now.
Hi, everybody. Good afternoon.
Aloha, Awinoa, como mai. Good afternoon and welcome to this, what is it? Cruising Lealea live stream. Brought to you by Cruising Lealea from
Petersburg Pet Center.
Petersburg Pet Center, across the street from Keto's Cave, Liquor Store, Saloon, and Social Center on Chief John Lott Street on the waterfront here in Petersburg, Alaska. Just a hop, skip, and a jump from the harbor where Lealea rests in her slip.
And right across the street from Salty
Mindy
Pantry.
Salty Pantry, the best food in town. If you ever get up here, you just absolutely have to have breakfast and or lunch at Mindy's Salty Pantry. Well,
It's been a busy week.
it has been a busy week. That's interesting.
Check out. We got a couple of folks with us already. Sing out. Let us know who's here.
Yeah. Been looking at the news all around the world is just nuts, isn't it? It just continues to be crazy, and I'm not even going to talk about most of it. But I'm going to talk about what's going on here in Petersburg, right here. I've got the current issue of the Petersburg Pilot. And we had a contentious school board meeting, of course. Anybody else have contentious school board or PTA meetings?
There's a lot going on as far as contentious school board meetings.
Yeah,
around.
the parents are not happy, the teachers are not happy, the administrators are not happy, the kids are not happy. Nobody's happy about it. The plague continues to surge. I think we might continue a podcast on Patreon. We'll talk about that over there because I don't want to talk about it on YouTube. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it at all. So we're not going to talk about that.
Moving on.
That's the biggest thing in the news. It just permeates everything.
Every page is the same.
It just permeates
topic.
anything.
It's kind of sad.
But 100 years ago, there was some entertainment came to town called the Best Chautauqua Company Ever Seen in Petersburg. I have no idea what a Chautauqua Company is, but apparently it's some sort of entertainment because they're talking about performances and magic and all sorts of things. Yeah. 75 years ago in 1946, Lauren Aldrich of the University of Alaska Extension Department left Petersburg Wednesday after spending several days at the experimental fur farm. The farm has recently been placed under the Department of Agriculture, and the farm is operated for experimentation. There used to be, there's all these little islands out here, and what they would do is they raised foxes for fur, and they would just turn them loose on these islands. Can't go anywhere. And then they'd go in and harvest them.
Yeah.
Later words. Let's see. 50 years ago, the community swimming pool was closed. That happened just recently again also. And 25 years ago in 1996, there was a roof fire and 2 engines of the volunteer fire department responded to it. So there. Daylight hours were down to 12 hours and 20 minutes of daylight, not quite to the equinox yet.
Dark coming home now.
But the temperatures are dropping. The highest temperature last week was 61 degrees. And right now it's about 42 and...
Yeah, it was 50 yesterday.
It's not raining. It's not raining right at the moment, but it has been raining off and on.
You said it's supposed to get down into the 30s this evening?
It's supposed to break below 40 tonight.
Yeah.
So we have that going on. Petersburg had commemorations of the 9/11 attack. The volunteer fire department had a little ceremony in solidarity with the NYFD people that died. Was 343 firefighters that died in the attack, and then there was a march in the rain because that's the way we do things here in Petersburg. A march in the rain.
There is a saying here in Petersburg: if you're not willing to do something in the rain,
Not a matter of
you'll
being
never
willing.
get anything done.
If you can't do it in the rain, you can't do it in Petersburg. So there is that. The editorials are arguing about that thing that we're not going to talk about and what to do about it. So I'm not going to even bother going there.
God, the police report was really busy this last week.
Well, yeah, but the crime wave is essentially over. The police report, the summer crime wave, I think, is just about over.
Yeah, all the cannery workers are
gone,
pretty much
or
out.
leaving.
Yeah.
And we're not getting the fishing fleet in and out. You know, they come in, they hit the bar. No, but they're not doing that. The police report, a bicycle was found and turned into the police department. A warning was issued for passing a school bus while the lights were flashing.
Oh,
Can you
that's
believe
not
that someone
good.
would do that?
You don't do that.
You don't do that. Everyone knows you don't do that. An officer provided a courtesy transport on the 10th. Took some drunk home, no doubt, or well, whatever. We're making assumptions of what kind of people are getting courtesy transports from the police. So,
Ooh, what's on this?
motor vehicle damage was self-reported from the at-fault party at an undisclosed location. There's a few traffic warnings and stuff. A small dog was lost near Mitkoff Highway and later brought to the police department. And the police, of course, reunited the
I have
small
a
dog.
picture of that dog.
Oh, you do?
I do.
Oh, did the police call you? Or?
The gentleman who found the dog dropped off at the clinic first to see if we recognized.
Oh, okay.
And of course, using my very good chain of people around town.
Your network of informants.
We tracked the dog down pretty quickly, and the owner picked up at the police station. Long-haired Dachshund.
What's going on? No one's here to talk to us today. I don't know. What's going on?
No chat yet.
No
Sing
chat.
out in the chat. Let us know you're there. Let us know where you're from.
Something is not right. Do we have people watching at all?
We got 4 bodies on.
Oh, okay. I don't know what happened.
That little thing there.
But, and I might have accidentally set this video to private or something.
Really?
I hope not. Because if I did, no one's going to see it. We have several bear sightings in town, black bear, and a bunch, as usual, conditions of release violations that got people in trouble.
Oh, here we go. We got Lori. Hi from Olympia, Washington. Hello.
Hey,
Thanks.
Olympia. Yeah, I've been there.
I don't recognize that name. I think first time joining us, and welcome. If that's the case.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So the high school volleyball team is preparing for the season, and the convenience store, the Hammer
The
and
convenience store is open again.
the Hammer and Weekend, the Little Hammer.
Yep. Big deal. That's a big deal in town. It
Little
was
Hammer is the
closed
only
for,
convenience store, and
Quite a
so
while.
yeah,
Quite a few months.
so
And apparently they did a remodel and it looks great. So
Yeah.
I haven't been in yet. So I'll have to go
And we have
check it out.
we have a local I don't usually go to the convenience store, but anyway, we have a local election coming up October 5th, and it's something weird. There's advertisements, and some of them quite large, in the paper. Look at this.
Yeah,
See that? Look how big that ad is.
I don't quite
People
recall
are-
that from last
And
year.
paid for by himself. I don't remember that happening before. Do you? Anyway, no matter. The Rainforest Festival went well in the rain and the forest. See if I can pronounce this one right. The Muskeg Malariers celebrate National Rosemailing Day.
Mauling.
Rosemailing. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Muskeg Malariers celebrate
Wow.
National Rosemailing Day. Whatever. I don't know what it means. I know what rosemailing is. You see rosemailing everywhere in town. It's on all the buildings and decorating everything all over the place. A lot of art, a lot of music was happening
Yeah,
with
the
the
I need
Rainforest
to
Festival.
submit some pictures next year for the
Yeah.
Rainforest Festival. They have an art show every year, and I've been meaning to drop a picture or two in there.
Yeah.
Let's
There's
see.
one of the
Yeah. Sweet Bear. Hi, Chuck Moore from Nashville, Tennessee.
Nashville, Tennessee. Yeah. Oh, well, a lot of music was happening during the Rainforest Festival, which ran from the 9th to the 12th. And one in particular that interested me was Ari Womack. Warmack, little girl.
Nope.
Little boy?
Yep, Ari. He is. Get it right, Chuck.
The 21st century, you just can't tell anymore. Excuse me, let me check something here. Okay,
Ari.
pretty sure I got mine.
I was real that made
You can't tell from the picture either.
Sweet. Ari is such a cutie.
And I don't know him, so.
I do.
Okay,
so,
you know.
yeah.
All right. So,
Hurley. That's Hurley's little boy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hurley, the
That golden.
yeah, the golden. Yeah, okay. Ari has chosen the stage name of Aloha Friday. Aloha Friday. That's his stage name.
Yeah, Ari's
So-
gonna be an actor one of these days, no doubt.
Looks like he's well equipped. He's got a nice Fender
yeah.
amp there, and I think the guitar is a Telecaster, but it might be a Strat. I can't really tell if it's a Stratocaster. The kid's well equipped.
Yeah.
Even if it's a Telecaster, he's well equipped. Those of you who are king crab fans, you should know, be warned, the crab catch was dismal this year in Alaska. And Bering Sea crabbers are reeling from the devastating news that all major crab stocks are down substantially based on summer survey results, and Bay Red king crab fishery will be closed for the first time in 25 years.
But it's been closed before.
No, well, not in 25 years it hasn't.
Well, but it's been closed before.
Okay.
It's happened before.
Dad, remember back in 1994, we had plenty of king crab then, and then all of a sudden it just
boop.
okay.
Cycles.
What else?
So-
I can go into the crab thing. There's different types of crab.
The
Snow
tanner
crab,
I think was really good this year.
the spanner. Yeah, the reduced snow crab catch could cost harvesters well over $100 million. The hit will be felt by roughly 70 vessels, over 400 fishermen, and the processors also. Crabbers want bold action. I don't know what they mean by that. What are you supposed to do if there's no crabs out there, huh? Anyway, and this goes continuing on to the next thing. Part of the problem is bycatch. The trawlers catch a lot of stuff they're not supposed to catch and don't want, and then they throw them overboard, and do they go back to, crawling along the bottom like they were before or not? I don't know. But boats fishing the Bering Sea are required to have 100% observer coverage. That means they got to have a state-paid non-fisherman observer on the boat.
Yeah, that's been a bone of contention
At their
for
cost.
A lot of the boats out there, because
Yeah.
the observers take up space.
They take up
You
space,
have to
they eat the
take
food,
care
they
of
drink the
them.
coffee, and they don't work.
They just
Or at
sit
least they
and-
don't help with the
sit and-
catch.
Yeah, they don't do a watch or assist in any
They
way.
don't stand watches. So
And, you have to feed them and take care of them while they're on board, and it's just an extra
Yeah.
mouth to feed and an extra body to have
yeah.
to work around.
So Dungeness crabs catch was just average. No big thing. 6 million pounds, 10 million at the docks, not that big of a deal.
Let's see,
Highest-
Chaz Martel, how's the hunting in that part of Alaska? It looks like it is all national forest and boat access.
We're in the middle of
Yes,
the
it
Tongass National Forest, and moose season opened on the 15th, but I don't have anybody to go with. So,
Yeah.
And what would I do with 400 pounds of moose meat?
Yeah, that's not
So-
something we're able to.
I'd love to go.
partake in.
I'd love to go along with somebody, but what I would do with that much meat, I don't know. Or even a deer. You get 40 to 60 pounds of meat. I think 60 is a lot of meat out of the local deer,
Yeah.
the blacktails.
But there's deer hunting, moose hunting, bear hunting.
Yeah,
duck
moose,
hunting.
deer, bear, and small game as well. Ptarmigan and rabbits.
Grouse
and
and rabbits, and there's a ton of hunting opportunities around this area. And carnivore party
and fish, of course. Alaska's salmon catch by September 11th was on its way to 219 million fish, well above the forecast, which was 190 million. Pink salmon pushed up the number with a total harvest so far of 151 million, and nearly 65 million of that was from Prince William Sound. Over 45 million humpies, and the statewide sockeye catch had topped 54 million. Chums were nearing 11.5 million, cohos at 2.1, and 243,000. Excuse me, 243,000 Chinooks, that's kings, had crossed the docks so far. So fishing not bad, crabbing not looking good at all.
Except for the tanner. Like I said,
The tanners are supposed to be tanner crabs,
did really well, so that's good.
Going into the classifieds, police department, John, my buddy John Severson, hey, police department's looking for 40-hour-a-week dispatcher or corrections officer. You dispatch and you kind of babysit the jail. Yeah. And starting wage is around $20 an hour. And they got lots of benefits, of course, because like Dad always said, get in with the government, and the borough government is that's the way to go if you can do it.
But as always, lots of jobs. Boy, I was watching a report on I can't even remember where I was seeing it yesterday, but boy, the number of jobs and help wanted signs throughout the nation is just crazy. We're seeing help wanted signs.
Not sure why that is, because didn't the benefits run out for the most part? The Petersburg Indian Association, where'd it go? Oh, Petersburg Indian Association wants a tobacco prevention and control grant director responsible for implementing and managing the TPC program. Monday through Friday, 4 hours a day. Okay.
A question from Sweet Bear. Do you think you'll ever do any more long distance sailing?
I don't know. The situation in the world is pretty unsettling right now. The places we had thought we would go are not looking so attractive. We thought that we would go to Australia and New Zealand. But from what I'm hearing from that part of the world south of the equator, it just doesn't sound like any place we want to go right now.
Kind of out for right now. We do, I don't know if you were been with us the last couple of live streams we've done. We are actually planning a trip next summer to Port Townsend.
Yeah, that probably.
So not really long distance. And
it's not open ocean either. Well, we might go down the outside. But it depends on the Canadian government, what they're doing at the time. But what we had in mind was a inside passage trip. Excuse me.
Yeah, but the Canadian the Canadian border, I think, is still pretty restrictive as well.
Yeah.
Chinese Navy will be visiting you there in Alaska. It sounds like they already did last month. So
yeah, that's a way. Alaska's a big place, and where they were was long ways away from here.
They were up in the Aleutians.
Up in the Aleutians, yeah.
So
the governor. They tried to recall the governor this year, and it failed.
Trying that for a couple of years.
They've been trying that. I'm not sure who exactly wants to recall him, but the one of the issues is the permanent fund dividend that Alaskans receive, and that is.
Well, he keeps wanting to give us.
He wants to give us the full amount, and the legislature doesn't want to give us that money. The legislature came up with a $500 and something dividend, and the governor pushed and fought and got that bumped up to $1,100, which is about
half of what.
Well, it's half of what he wanted it to be, but it's only about a third about what it would have been if they just paid out the dividend.
Yeah.
The fund is up to something like $80 billion. Did really well this year.
And that's all based on oil revenue.
It's oil revenue. Well, it's not oil revenue because it's invested money, and we're not taking the principal. The permanent fund dividend that's paid out to Alaskan citizens is not the principal; it's the dividend amount.
Yeah.
And they don't pay it all out. They never pay it all out.
Yeah.
The dividend out, and it just keeps building. The fund keeps building up. Like I said, it's up to $80 billion now in the fund, and the legislature wants to keep some of that money for them, the dividend amount for themselves, so that they can use it, because heaven knows we give it out to the people, they'll just spend it on themselves.
Is asking, which sailboats would you recommend for low cost, low maintenance today? Well, in Alvin Vega, of course.
If you're asking about a new boat, I can't think of any that are Pacific Seacraft has a good reputation for good solid boats. But a new boat is really expensive to buy, to commission, and then there's all kinds of little things that go wrong with it. There are problems with fiberglass layups. For me, if I wanted another boat that I could just get into minimum amount of repair and maintenance, and one that I know that's solidly built, I would go for something built in before 1975, certainly. They built them thicker. They used different chemicals in the layup, and the structure of the hull is just stronger. Everything else is add-ons. It's the hull is what you need to be concerned about, because everything else you can just replace. The mast, the rigging, we've replaced almost everything else. Everything on our boat, Lealea, the mast is original. The mast is original. The stern wheel is original. The hull itself is original. A few of the fittings and some of the trim, but all the lights, the engine, all the wiring, the interior bulkheads, all that stuff has been replaced. The pulpit has been replaced. The lifelines, the stanchions, everything. And so, none of that stuff matters. What I want is a strong, structurally sound fiberglass boat. I want a boat around 30 feet, under 30 feet. The 27-footer works really good for us, but something like I don't know, something in that range. A Pearson Triton, even. They're about 30 feet, 29 feet. I think.
But they're going to be a little bit more for a Pearson Triton, though.
Well, yeah, because they're more in demand and more known. Yeah. But you can buy those boats pretty inexpensively. A really nice Vega will set you back about 25 grand, which is not much.
And you can get them for pretty inexpensive. There's a lot of Vegas laying around that.
Hey, we got an Alaskan from Skagway. All right. Any early folk boats? But folk boats actually are wooden, aren't they?
Well,
there are fiberglass versions of the folk boat, but yeah, they're kind of small. But if you're solo, really close friends, two really close friends get on. Yeah. But so the Vega is kind of an enlarged version of a folk boat. And there's a smaller version called a Vigan that is very close to a folk boat. At least when you're seeing it in the water, you're not looking at the undercarriage. So, yeah.
Is that a different keel design?
Mm-hmm. I think it does. I don't think it's a completely full keel on the Vigan.
Keel?
I don't know. I have to look. I know my boat. That's another thing, okay? We're not experts on anything. I'm an expert on my boat. Lealea, Albin Vega number 1860, and that alone only.
Oh, Santa Mulligan. How about doing one from the boat, meaning a live stream? I'm assuming
we can't.
We can't
do a live stream from the boat.
Don't have enough broadband.
Yeah, whatever it is, the magic things that go back and forth between the computer and the internet.
It's not strong enough.
It's not strong enough on the boat. We can access the boat. We can watch videos. We can read news and stuff like that. But the Wi-Fi antenna that we access is like
the magic isn't
150, 200 feet away.
Enough to live stream from the boat. That was one of the considerations of starting up the pet center here. Being able to use this facility to be able to do the
live streams. Tell you what I have been thinking of, and I haven't even talked to you about this, is doing a podcast from the boat. Without doing having a live internet. But I mean, we can, you and I can talk about things and then upload it. And we can also upload that to Patreon, which we haven't been putting stuff on Patreon.
Yeah, you haven't done any videos for a while, have you?
Well, because of my eyes. I can see better now.
True.
And I still need the cataract surgery to get to where I can really see what I'm doing. Otherwise, I'm.
And the VA paperwork got lost in the
VA
on the fax machine.
The VA. They lost the referral. The eye clinic had to send it to the VA by fax. Okay. And I called the VA and I called the eye clinic. They said, "Oh, we faxed it over to them." I'm like, fax?
Who does fax anymore?
Well, the government does it. So I called the VA. Well, we didn't get it on the fax machine. So anyway, that's, just neither here nor there.
About $150,200 due to a house sale. Oh, congratulations. Getting out of the house and then moving aboard. Are you planning on living aboard? That's awesome.
Really?
Let's see. Gypsy Cat, where are you living now? Why, on the boat.
On the boat.
That's our home, has been for quite a while. Chuck's moved aboard in 1990. I joined the crew in 96, and that has been our home.
It's been our home ever since. Yeah.
So,
We have done house sitting for long term, sometimes as long as 6 months at it. Well, one time, 18 months, we house sat for 18
yeah,
months.
and that's when we
Here
did
in
the rebuild on the boat.
But yeah, no, the boat is our home, and I don't see that changing anytime in the near future.
No.
We are going to be house sitting in the deep winter this year. We have from December to February.
December to February.
Yeah, we're going to be
We're
house sitting
house
out on
sitting
the
and cat sitting.
house and cat
out
sitting
on the water. I have a beautiful view. The thing about Marilee's place is the whales like hanging out right
the
in
whales and
front
the
of her
eagles.
house.
Yeah.
So we get to wake up in the morning, have coffee at the window, and watch the whales out front the window.
You sit at the
outside.
breakfast
Yeah,
table
it's fantastic.
and just look out the windows. And I posted some of those scenes
yeah,
before.
we did that.
You watch the whales spouting and jumping, and the eagles swooping down, and it's great.
Yeah,
It's awesome.
it's a pretty nice house to house sit. And we got 2 cats that we're watching.
You missed the boat. Yeah, well, Maybe I make an excuse, but I hope I explained adequately. I have not been able to see good enough to do any real editing of the video, and even the camera is kind of hard to operate for me. But I want to set something up, because I was just thinking about the exact same thing. We need to be
doing stuff on the boat.
video from the boat somehow, and so I think we're going to try doing something.
A little
like
bit
that.
more. We'd spoken last week about starting up the Cooking Lealea again.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a matter of getting some stuff finished in the galley and making it a little bit more presentable. I mean, it looks fine, but lighting certainly is the biggest issue. Again, every time we think about starting up the Cooking Lealea again, it's always the dead of winter.
The dead of winter. I know, and on the boat we do have.
There's no lights. We're doing.
We have to
more
buy lights, I
stews
guess,
and,
and-
yeah,
and-
we're just gonna have to.
We'll figure something out.
Yeah, more a cooking video on the boat. Absolutely, I agree.
Yeah.
I've got to get my butt in gear and get that done.
And
yes.
so, but what about the live streams? Well, obviously you're here watching now. We've done how many? Half a dozen or so now.
Yeah,
Maybe more than that.
7, 8, something
Yeah,
like
we
that.
like doing them because it lets us, directly real time chat with y'all. So y'all, that's one of them Southern things from my mom. But I really like it. I like the interface, so to speak, that we can actually communicate
Have some
directly.
dialogue.
Have some dialogue or trialogue or whatever.
And Sai, hi back. Hello. Thanks for joining us. The other nice thing is this gets me out of the clinic for a little while in the afternoons. Dr. Hill's actually coming back next week unexpectedly.
Really? Wow. Why?
I'm not sure what's going on in Cordova, but he's decided to come back a week early, so kind of throw a wrench in our schedule. I'll have to check the calendar and see, because when he's back, I won't be able to make that Friday.
Oh,
But
okay.
well, unless we schedule around. But
You can schedule around it.
yeah, but in general, clinic's busy.
We could stream from the clinic.
Yeah, we
We
could.
could stream from the clinic.
Got to get that back area set up so we can do it back there. But yeah, we could stream from the clinic. That would work. That would work well. Yeah, grooming is going strong. Had little Sophie in this morning, so little puppy.
Yeah, and there's that California couple that came last year. They're back. They're going to spend another winter here. Chad and Carolyn.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
The
Spin.
boat's name is Walk On, and
We'll have to
their
get
dog is Spinnaker. He's
Spinnaker. We'll have to get
he's a-
Spin in here for.
some kind of doodle.
No,
He's not a doodle.
no,
He sure looks like a doodle.
yeah, no.
Well, whatever.
Um,
You know what he is?
his breed. Yeah, I do, but I can't remember it right now. Should I show off our
Count.
hot off the press Petersburg Pets calendar? Cracks me up. Nothing like looking at somebody's underwear.
What?
I can't believe it.
Oh my gosh. So if you take pictures of your pet and submitted to the to the Humane Association for the calendar.
Make sure you're
Pay attention. Anytime you do pictures, like pay attention to what's in the background.
Anyway, Petersburg Pets calendars.
There's people who
in
take selfies and they got the
hot off the
bathroom
press.
door in the background and it's open.
Hot off the press, and I don't know if anybody is interested in purchasing. If you are, give me a PM and we'll get it sent out to you. They're $15. Proceeds support the Petersburg
Humane Association.
So I don't know
So,
if that's something you
To
can
see what kind of dogs
in.
are wandering around here in
Anyway,
Petersburg.
these are all, I know every dog and cat in there personally. I've touched everyone that's in there. So, yeah, but I haven't seen that underwear. I
Yeah.
say.
God, we have a few people here. Just wanted to ask if the live stream, I started going this way and you started going that way.
I
And you do that all the time.
I do. Can't help it.
The live streams, okay. The live streams, we're not getting as many views as I had hoped. I wonder if that's because of the timing. We've been doing this on Friday afternoon. It's Friday evening, late in Europe, and we have quite a few subscribers in Europe. But most of our subscribers are here in the United States.
Should we switch it to a Sunday?
Can we switch it to a Sunday? Sunday?
A Sunday. Throw it out there.
Throw it out there and let us know
playing with some times.
What day of the week and what time of day is best for you. But make sure you let us know where you are, because if you're like in Kursk and you want us to stream it earlier or something like that. I'm not going to stream it. What time? 8 a.m.
No, that's too
Eastern.
early. Way too.
It's convenient for a lot of people, but there are other live streams that are on early in the morning. I don't want to conflict with some of them. I don't know. Just let us know what we
can't
should
do it.
Tell
early
us
in the
what we
morning
should
'cause
do.
We're already watching Scott. So.
Yeah, we're already watching Scott Adams in the morning. So.
Sorry, evenings for Seattle. Yeah.
Mm.
So anyway, we're
Evening in
still kinda new
Seattle.
on that.
If we do, that's great. If we do evening in Seattle, like around dinner to 6 or 7 p.m. in Seattle. What the heck is that?
I think that's my dogs barking, and they're not really barking. It's mine. I have it turned off. Don't worry about it. It's good.
Those dogs are barking, but they're muzzled.
Started barking at 4:30 this morning.
Okay, so if we do, say, 6 p.m. Seattle time, that's was 5 p.m. here. No, 5 p.m. Yeah, 5 p.m. here. No. Yeah, 5 p.m. here. But it's going to be 6 p.m. Seattle, be 9 p.m. Eastern, right? Or was it 4 hours or 3 hours?
I don't know. We're getting ready for a time change here.
Getting ready for a time change.
Too,
It'll be like early morning on the other side of the Atlantic. But it would be good timing for Hawaii. Mm-hmm. Late afternoon.
Anyway, still kind of playing with that. We might mix it up a little bit, but I'm thinking.
Or maybe we should change. I don't know. If you think we should change to a podcast format, which is pre-recorded, it would be a lot more smooth and like that. But I don't know. I think we would continue to do this when we may add a podcast, and
I just have to make sure it's not.
If we have enough stuff to talk about. What are you doing?
Just making sure.
Oh, you're checking to make sure it's not an emergency?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's not.
Okay.
We're good.
There we go.
No emergencies. There we go. So,
Okay.
Port Townsend.
We're all over the place. Yeah.
We are
the
kind
last
of all
thing.
over the place today.
Okay, back up a little bit. We're talking about our next long voyage that we're planning. Okay. We need to get down to Port Townsend and finish off the boat, the exterior refit, which is mainly painting.
Well, we're gonna have to strip all the hardware off.
Yeah, all that. Well, yeah, but that's paint. That's part of painting. So strip off all the stanchion bases and the pulpit and everything, and clean those out and rebed them all, and reinstall and rebed.
Yeah.
And get the painting done. But structurally, we're pretty well finished with it. I got some trim in the interior and some stuff that has to be finished off.
Yeah, that's all minor stuff.
But I'm confident we could go anywhere we want to. I'm just thinking, where the heck would we go? I mean,
Yeah, certainly right now.
I have no
we're
desire to go.
Pretty limited, and Australia or New Zealand are completely out. I wouldn't want to get there and not be allowed in.
Corresponding with friends in Hawaii, don't want to go there.
Locked down there.
Don't want to go to Hawaii at all. I mean, if we could probably go to Kona and anchor out, and then there's some friends have a little kind of an underground community there on the Kona side. Hang out with our friends, and ride motorcycles maybe, but as far as visiting towns and restaurants and doing the things that you want to do when you're a cruiser, no, not in Hawaii. So, and then of course, what the heck is going on actually in Australia and New Zealand? We'd like to go there. We haven't even heard about anything in French Polynesia or the Philippines, other places that we might be interested in visiting. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's any place for us other than here in Alaska. Here in Alaska, we can go wherever we want.
Yeah.
It's pretty much normal. There are some communities that are still being, pretty restrictive, but Alaska is pretty open. Don't you think?
Yeah,
From what I know,
but it's that seems to be changing week by week as well. So
yeah,
we'll have to see. I think we'll just have to kind of wait and see what's happening by next cruising season and see what's going on.
Yeah. So a lot of people, maybe a lot of you, maybe most of you, like to just take your boat out and sail around. I mean, in Hawaii, it was a every week thing. I had a friend every Friday. Lots of people, Friday especially, because it was the beer can racing from the yacht clubs.
Go out and play.
But, just go out in Mamala Bay and sail back and forth, sail over close to Diamond Head, sail back, sail over close to Diamond Head, sail back.
Yeah, but it's just not a appetizing thing.
Take the sails down, drift, drink a few beers, go back to the yacht club, drink a few more beers. But that's not our thing, really. We spend a lot of time getting the boat ready and setting it up for life at sea, and we want to go someplace, that's going to take, a while. If at least in Hawaii, we would at least do an overnight trip to a neighbor island.
Yeah.
But if we're going to go someplace, like even here, go someplace, go to Wrangell to do something, or go exploring, dropping the anchor in these little bays and fjords. But just to go out and just sail, just for the heck of it, that's not our thing. So we haven't done it.
What about sailing to Oregon and California? Been there, done that. I gotta say, I'm not so inclined to do that again.
The times we spent in California, I kind of grew up in California. My family lived in California. I was born in Vermont. Family moved to California right after I was born and stayed there until my grandfather got sick. Then we moved back to the East Coast, stayed there till he passed away. Then went back to California. So you could say I grew up in California. From the time I was 9 or 10 years old in school through high school, and made a kind of weak attempt at going to college after the Army, but then I went back in the Army. Anyway,
but
spent enough time in California, have no desire whatsoever to go back there. We went and visited. I visited on business when we lived in Hawaii several times. We sailed down the coast of California when we left Washington.
That was not a terribly pleasant experience.
That was a thoroughly unpleasant experience. Every place we stopped, it was not welcoming. It was expensive. Sailing in that area is crap. San Francisco Bay, it's famous and big wind and go fast and all that stuff.
We enjoyed our time there, but it was getting there and
then
down the coast. I think. Well, I was going to say even a bigger boat, but you read books, even larger vessels still have a heck of a time.
Oh yeah.
And,
read 2 years before the mast.
Yeah.
About the California coast.
I would. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
I had said that last time. No interest in going down that particular coastline again.
Yeah, and I know a lot of you live there, but
It's
it's crowded and it's crime ridden and it's dirty and I don't like it.
What about Tokyo? Had never thought about Tokyo.
Not Tokyo per se, but Japan. I had thought about that. I had thought about that, but only briefly because we had other plans. We did other things. Yeah, it's a big world, and
yeah, there's lots
of things
and lots of places to go and lots of things to do. And
but you know what happened back in March of 2020? Yeah, since then, Southeast Alaska is safe in a lot of ways. It's safe and it's healthy. It's uncrowded and there's virtually no crime. And so in the smaller towns, not talking about Juneau, not talking about Anchorage, not talking about Ketchikan. Talking about places like Wrangell. And
we just saw in the paper about Anchorage, they're going to be importing some.
Oh, that's right. Anchorage, they're bringing in some Afghan refugees.
Yeah,
just
50 to 100, just dropping them off there.
Yeah, they're going to drop off about 100 Afghanis in Anchorage.
It's already.
So
anyway.
And, Afghanistan is cold too. So it's not like, the climate is not that dissimilar. Well, Anchorage, I don't know. But it gets pretty cold in Afghanistan. So.
But it's
that I mind. I mean,
hang tight here. I think for we'll see what next summer brings as far as
let me just say
goes.
The thing about the Afghani refugees, the thing about that is it's going to change things. Is it going to make things better? Is it going to make things worse? We don't know, but it's going to change things, and we like it the way it is. So. That's why I'm saying I'm not sure. I'll keep an eye on what happens. I don't expect anything major bad to happen, but it's going to affect the lifestyle and the culture of the communities where those people wind up. It's as simple as that. So Petersburg, for example, is a heavily Christian town. Now there is a Baha'i temple here. I don't think there's a synagogue, but we do have a Jewish community, and I think there might be Buddhists here.
We got a little bit of everything here.
A little bit of everything here. And I'm not aware of any Muslim places of worship.
No, but we do have some Muslims.
But we do have a few Muslims here, but not many. But it's a heavily Christian town. There are 12 or 13 churches.
And 2 bars.
So, and we like it here. We like the town. We like the area. The geography is great. The harbor is very well protected. There's all the kinds of things that I like to do and Laura likes to do. So it's a very attractive place for us to live on our boat. And if you have a boat here in Alaska.
Also, it's the thing about going to California. When we were traveling through there, every place that we stopped, we got a lecture about it wasn't possible to live on a boat under 32 feet.
Under 36 feet in some places. Well,
32? 36. 32.
Yeah, in California and in Washington also, a lot of places will not let you live on a boat that's smaller than what they think is appropriate. And that's always over 30 feet, 32, 36, 38.
Now, if you're transient, it's different.
If you're transient, we're just passing through, they'll give you a certain amount of time. But if you want to stay there, you can't.
Yeah.
And live on your boat. They just won't let you. So that's not good. But the other thing was, California. The thing about California, we passed through there. We were in Eureka
for 6
weeks. 6 weeks. Okay. We left from Eureka. And then I got a bill forwarded to me from the California Franchise Tax Board demanding property taxes on Lealea. So they wanted us to pay property taxes on Lealea. Lealea is a boat that I bought used in 1990. It was already 17 years old when I bought it, and I paid sales tax on it in Hawaii.
Yeah.
And the registration fees.
After living there for staying there for 6 weeks.
6 weeks in California, and they wanted us to charge us property taxes on our boat.
Yeah.
We got out of it
Yeah.
But ain't going back there with the boat
Yeah.
under any circumstances, because that's crazy. That's just crazy. I ain't gonna do it. California, Oregon, and Washington are very heavily on regulations. And you may think, well, what about Hawaii? Hawaii's got a lot of regulations, but the people charged with enforcing them are kind of lazy, and they just don't want to do the paperwork a lot of times. Now, they'll do whatever they do the easy way, but what I found out was that restrictions exist, but they aren't too interested in enforcing them a lot of times. And they don't have anything crazy like, you have to have your boat's too small to live on. We had a guy next door to us who was living on a 20-footer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're in the Aloha. Mm-hmm.
And sub driver, what about Baja?
Baja is interesting too. Baja is a good place to get boat work done, I am told. But I haven't been to Mexico since I think the last time I was in Mexico was in the 70s. Yeah,
I'm sure it's changed a lot.
Used to go down there quite often on my motorcycle or with my truck and my dirt bikes. As we go down to Baja 500, we go down to San Felipe. Went down there on my chopper a few times. In fact, I wrecked my chopper down there in Mexico. A little adventure that I had to go back down later on and reclaim it from the federales. That's a great story. I got my bike back from the federales though, that I had to cut it away from the gas pump that I had chained it to. And when the federales went and got it where I had left it, they couldn't cut my chain. So they unbolted the gas pump. And when I went to pick it up at the impound lot, the bike was still chained to the gas pump because they had to bring the whole thing with them. So I unlocked it.
Shoot.
But I wonder about that gas station.
Panama area. Too many mosquitoes.
I don't know.
Yeah.
We can't get Lealea can't transit the
Canal.
The canal since it was sometime in the 80s or 90s. They passed a rule that you had to be able to do whatever it is, 8 knots or something like that. Yeah. You had to be able to transit the canal in 1 day, I think is what it was.
Yeah.
And Lealea can't do it. And you also have to have 2 crew members or something, two line handlers on the boat. That's 4 people on the Vega, 4 adults.
Yeah. And they have to stay on the boat while you're in holding and waiting, and you have to take care of them and feed them and give them a place to bunk. And it's just too cozy on board to have 2 strangers.
Yeah.
I know.
two strange Panamanian men on the boat.
Yeah, no, not happening.
Maybe that's just us.
Argentina.
But I understand that, is it the west side or the east side of the Panama Canal that's a fairly pleasant place to hang out?
Yeah, I mean,
and it's certainly a decent place to stop on your way south.
It would be fun to do on someone else's boat, I think, to do a trip. But I don't think it's something
for us.
Be able to do that with our boat. Regards from Buenos Aires.
Buenos Aires, yes.
Okay, thank you. And Tarka did it last year, really?
Oh, really? Oh, I'm going to have to look that up. They went through the canal. Do you know they went through the canal last year?
Did they actually transit,
or did they ship?
They ship?
Because you can ship your boat through the canal
you can
too.
Ship it through, but I think it's like $25,000-$30,000 to ship it.
And sell it on one side, buy another one on the other side.
Have to check on that. Can you just have the boat trucked?
It'd be yes.
Yes, you can. Huh. So who has Tarka now? I wonder.
That's not Tarka the Otter. That's a different boat named Tarka, I think. I kind of lost touch with Nick and Jenny Coughlin, and so they had Tarka the Otter, and they were the first people that I heard about that circumnavigated the globe in a Vega. And their story was published in the American Vega or the Vodka newsletter that you can find at americanvega.org. And that their published account of their circumnavigation of the world, which is a great read, by the way, and also all their modifications of their boat. You can find that at americanvega.org on the Voyages page.
Yeah.
And a lot of other interesting Voyages. The website's kind of trashed. I mean, but you know,
Well,
it's still there.
Haven't spent any
Oh,
time.
all right. I will. Don't beat me.
Yeah, just all it takes is time that we just haven't had, been busy doing other things, and so. Well, what else have we got to talk about today?
They did the transit. They did the transit in the Vega. Oh wow. Well, maybe I'm mistaken about that, not being able to do it fast enough.
Well, that's the last I'd heard, but unless they've changed things, have to.
Well, you know,
check. Yeah.
we're not paying attention to that because we're doing this.
Yeah.
And we never did have any desire to sail all the way around the world. We're just sailing around.
It's known as Tarka now. Tarka has vids on YouTube going through. Ah, cool. Well, yeah, well, check.
Wow,
it
what
out.
do I
Actually,
miss?
I'd
How
like
come
to-
I'm not watching those?
What are you doing?
The truth is, I don't really watch other people's sailing videos. The only ones I watch regularly is Jules and Susie, Emerald Steel,
Yeah.
and
Drake.
Drake and Monique, Drake Paragon. Those are the only ones I watch regularly. Don't really watch any other
Well,
sailing
and
channels.
the reason for that is we try not to let other channels' ideas or thoughts or
percolate
how they
into
do
our style.
something. Yeah, kind of. We want to keep what we're doing ours and not let anybody else's style kind of permeate in. So it's
Yeah. And so you may think, well, never. I'm not going to put ideas into your head. So there you go. But yeah, so I'm going to have to check that out. You know, I didn't even know that Tarka was the same boat, Tarka the Otter. I used to know every single Vega in the United States at one time. Because I was publishing the Vega newsletter, but that stopped, 14 years ago. And for crying out loud, we've been on YouTube for 14 years.
yeah.
That's a long-running program, isn't it? So we take some breaks, though. I wonder if we're over 500 videos yet. We're getting close. I'm gonna have to check.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I don't know. Every once in a while, someone will say, "I watched all your videos," and I go, "Oh my god!"
How much time did that take?
I mean, I've watched all of them, but it's over a span of a long time. And I found some videos that I thought I had lost.
What?
From the first voyage.
Really?
Yeah.
What did you find?
I'm not going to say because I have to make sure that the quality is good enough and that I can clean them up good enough.
Ooh, that's exciting.
Yeah. But if I can, it's going to be a real treat for our subscribers, especially the ones on Patreon.
Oh, I'm all excited now. I'm going to have to pick your brain on that.
Well, what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to try. Get up, leave the boat. When you leave, when you go to work, I'm going to get up. I'm going to come over here and bring the external hard drives where I found those videos and just start combing through them and see if I can put that stuff together.
Ooh, that's exciting.
Well, it's exciting for you, but it's a lot of work for me.
A lot of video to go through.
I'm starting to feel guilty, like I should be doing something to,
It's like
Oh.
out of town.
Who is this?
I have no idea.
I don't know who that is. Looks like high school kids from somewhere.
High school kids for swim club.
Oh, the swim. They're probably from
They're doing a swim
Ketchikan or
meet,
Wrangell then. They'd be up here for the swim meet.
probably. All right. Well,
What are they doing
it's
down here on the waterfront?
Time to call it a day here, Chuck. It's
time to call this?
Getting pretty close, and I have a groom coming in about another 20 minutes. So I need to boot back to the clinic.
Okay.
And duty calls. Have a great day, guys. Ed B, thank you. And you are right. Duty calls for us as well. I'm heading out, head back to the clinic, go get to groom a German Shepherd.
Alrighty then. Okay then. Aloha no, kako, hui ho, aloha indeed to all of us, all of you. Until we meet again, I'm Chuck. This is my lovely and talented first mate, Laura Wong Rose.
Thanks for joining us, guys.
Cruising Lealea, and we'll see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Be safe. Have a good one. Bye,
Don't
guys.
do anything we wouldn't do.